This is a wall made of nanomaterial, so strong that nothing on Earth can break it. If you try shooting it with a bullet, the result is only disappointment. And today's brand new disaster thriller, The Brick Maze, is built entirely around this terrifying wall. Early in the morning, Emily has just had a fight with her husband Jack. When she opens the door to leave, she discovers that the entrance to their apartment has been sealed shut by a mysterious black wall. At first, Emily thinks Jack is playing a prank, but he's just as confused. He bangs on it with all his strength, but nothing happens. Even the building's security monitors are nothing but static. They rush to the windows, only to find the same black wall covering every opening, sealing them in without a single crack of daylight. Emily panics, grabs her phone to call for help, but quickly realizes there's no cell service, no Wi-Fi, nothing. As they move closer to the wall, they notice something strange. The radiation from the wall makes their phone screens flicker wildly. Emily, who happens to be an architect, grabs a power drill and gives it a shot. The drill bit turns red hot, but the wall remains flawless, not even a scratch. No matter what they try, the result is the same. They are trapped. Just then, they hear voices coming through the wall. Emily drills a small hole and discovers their neighbors Robert and Lisa are also trapped. Robert complains endlessly, saying he was just visiting the city and rented this place on a whim, and now he wants his money back. But for now, survival comes first. When Jack angrily hurls his phone at the wall, something unexpected happens. The wall absorbs the broken pieces. They realize it's magnetic. The couple begins testing with forks, knives, anything metal. They find the corners of the wall are especially strong, but during the process, Jack cuts himself, forcing them to stop. Through another hole in the wall, Jack spots Robert and Lisa fighting. Rushing over with a baseball bat, they find Lisa bleeding and unconscious. Emily revives her, only for Robert to suddenly attack Jack in a frenzy. Emily quickly sprays him with pepper spray, saving her husband. It turns out Robert overdosed on medication and was hallucinating. The blood wasn't Lisa's, it was his own. They tie him up for everyone's safety. While searching the storage room, Emily stumbles on several tiny surveillance cameras. Jack finds an axe and takes another shot at the wall, but again, nothing. Emily remembers that this building was remodeled during World War II. Maybe there's still an old air raid shelter in the basement, connected to the subway tunnels. It could be their way out. As they dig downward, Robert insists this must be aliens, while Lisa argues it's some kind of twisted social experiment by the landlord. Soon, they break into the lower apartment, where a man named George confronts them with a shotgun. He believes the end of the world has come and refuses to share his supplies. Only when his granddaughter Emma pleads with him does George reluctantly agree to cooperate. Together, they discover surveillance cameras hidden throughout the building. George swears they were installed by the landlord, Mr. Brown. When they smash through into his apartment, they find a luxurious interior, but Mr. Brown himself is already dead, one arm mysteriously missing. His phone is still open to the camera app, showing nothing but the black wall. The mystery deepens. Could they be inside some kind of virtual simulation? That's when another stranger appears, David. He claims to be a friend of the late Anthony, the true owner of the building. David explains that his pacemaker failed the moment he approached the wall. He insists the wall is actually protecting them, and that a nuclear war may have destroyed the outside world. But Emily and Emma find Anthony's research notes filled with strange diagrams and calculations about the wall's structure. Meanwhile, Jack discovers a hidden monitoring room behind a fake wall. The footage shows exactly how the black wall formed, a cloud of dark smoke that instantly solidified into a solid barrier. In the final recordings, Anthony was using his phone's flashlight to interact with the wall, almost as if he knew how to open it. David's secret finally comes out. He and Anthony once worked together at a defense technology company. The black wall was a nanotech experiment, originally designed as a defensive barrier. Anthony believed it had malfunctioned after a fire and was desperate to shut it down, but David insisted the wall was humanity's last refuge after a nuclear apocalypse. In order to stop Anthony, David killed him. Jack carefully studies the footage and realizes Anthony's flashlight wasn't random. He had programmed a light frequency sequence that could unlock the wall. Jack rebuilds the code and tries again. One by one, the wall's magnetic corners flicker with light. Finally, the barrier begins to open. Lisa steps forward first, feeling a strange warmth on her skin, but in an instant, the wall seals again, cutting her in half. Robert collapses in horror, while David laughs maniacally. Now, only Jack and Emily remain. After everything they've been through, they stop fighting and face the truth. 5 years ago, a miscarriage and endless work stress tore their marriage apart. But in this nightmare, they've found their way back to each other. Jack makes one final attempt. The lights flash in the exact sequence. The black wall splits open. Together, they run through the air raid tunnel and emerge in the subway. Sunlight streams in through the cracks. The city above still stands. No radiation, no destruction, only silence. The so-called ultimate defense system was nothing more than a nanotech experiment gone wrong. What awaits them now? A ruined world or a chance to start over? The film leaves the answer for us to decide.